Hello student, myself Nimesh Pravakar. Welcome to Antenna and Propagation lecture series. In my previous lecture, I start new chapter and in that lecture we have discussed about the can measurement technique. Now we continue chapter antenna measurement part 2. Now here first we discuss about the measurement of the phase of the antenna. The basic near field phase measurement system is as shown in this figure. So we can measure the phase of the antenna by using two techniques. First one is the near field phase measurement technique and second one is the far field phase measurement technique. So here we discuss first about the near field phase measurement technique. For the near field phase pattern measurement, the reference signal is coupled from the transmission line. The received signal is compared with the reference signal. And for the far field phase measurement setup is as shown in this figure. The signal transmitted by the source antenna feed with the distant source is received by the fixed antenna and the antenna under test simultaneously. Then the antenna under test is rotated but fixed antenna is kept steady. Using the dual channel heterodyne system as the phase measuring circuit, the phase pattern of the antenna under test is measured by comparing it with the reference phase antenna pattern. Now we discuss about the measurement of antenna polarization. The polarization of an antenna is defined as the curve traced by instantaneous electric field radiated by antenna in a plane perpendicular to the radial direction. In general, for measurement of the polarization, the transmitting mode of the antenna is preferred. This measurement requires a linearly polarized antenna such as half-wave dipole. The polarization measurement setup is as shown in this figure. So this is the setup for the measurement of the polarization. If the antenna under test is linear polarized, then the output voltage response will be proportional to the sine psi, which is same as far zone field pattern of the infinitesimal dipole. The polarization pattern for linear polarized test antenna is as shown in this figure A. If the antenna under test is circular polarized, then the polarization pattern is circular as shown in the figure B. And for elliptical polarized test antenna, the figure of 8 is tilted. We get maxima and minima instead of null. The polarized pattern is dumbbell shape with the null filled to get the minima. So this is the elliptical polarization. Now we discuss next one parameter measurement is the measurement of input impedance. The input impedance of antenna is measured by using a two method. First one is impedance bridge method and second one is slot line method. If the radio frequency is below 30 MHz, then impedance bridge method is used. And if the radio frequency is above 1000 MHz, then the slot line method is used. In general, the input impedance of the antenna is measured at the pair of electric terminals of antenna by taking the ratio of voltage and current. We know that the Z is nothing but the V by I. But the impedance is complex quantity, thus it is denoted by Z equals to R plus JX, or we can also represent it in the angle form like R angle theta. Now we discuss the first one method of the impedance measurement, impedance bridge method. To measure the input impedance, an AC Western bridge is used. It consists of 4 arms consisting impedance Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. The bridge is excited using an AC voltage source between the A and C as shown in this figure. So here we see this is the input voltage is applied between the terminal A and terminal C. A null director is connect between the point B and D. So between this point B and D, we have connected the null director. Under the balance condition, we can write Z1 upon Z2 is equal to Z4 upon Z3. So we can write Z4 is equal to Z1 into Z3 upon Z2. In the polar form, we can rewrite condition as Z1 angle theta 1 upon Z2 angle theta 2 is equal to Z4 angle theta 4 upon Z3 angle theta 2. So in the simply we can write in the polar form this equation as a Z4 angle theta 4 is equal to Z1 into Z3 upon Z2 theta 1 plus theta 3 minus theta 2. For magnitude we can also write this Z4 is equal to Z1 Z3 upon Z2, and for the phase we can write the theta 4 is equal to theta 1 plus theta 3 minus theta 2. Now we discuss the second one method of the input impedance measurement. This is the slot line method. From the RF transmission line fundamental, the load impedance can be expressed in terms of the reflection coefficient K as ZL is equal to Z0 1 plus K upon 1 minus K. But we know that K is nothing but S minus 1 upon S plus 1, where S is the ratio of the Vmax upon Vmin, that means maximum voltage upon minimum voltage. And so we can write the theta is equal to pi minus 2 beta d. So we can simply write the instead of the beta, we know that the beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda. So pi minus 2 pi by lambda d. So we can write the theta is equal to pi 1 minus 4d by lambda in a radian, or in a degree we can also write the theta is equal to 180 1 minus 4d by lambda. Note that the d is the spacing between the load and first voltage minima. Thus, using this equation, we can calculate the load impedance and standing wave ratio. The basic setup for the measurement of the standing wave ratio and thus input impedance is as shown in this figure. Now we discuss about the measurement of radiation resistance. The setup for measurement of radiation resistance using the reflection method is as shown in this figure. The antenna under test is first placed in the field of the transmitting antenna, while the power reflected by antenna under test AUT is received by the receiving antenna. From the measurement of the power received by the receiving antenna, the power radiated by AUT is given by P radiate 1 is equal to K ET L E1 upon R radiate 1. Here this ET is indicate the field of the transmitting antenna at AUT. LE1 is indicate the effective length of the AUT. R radiate 1 is indicate the radiation resistance of AUT, and K is the constant. Now consider the AUT is replaced by the antenna whose radiation resistance is known. The transmitting antenna is supposed to transmit same amount of signal. then the power radiated by the standard antenna is given by P radiate 2 is equals to K ET LE2 square upon R radiate. Now we dividing the equation number 1 and equation number 2. So we get P radiate 1 upon P radiate 2 is equals to LE1 square upon R radiate 1. So we can also write the R radiate 2 is equals to LE2 square. So simply we get the R radiate 1 upon R radiate 2 is equals to P radiate 1 upon P radiate 2 LE1 upon LE2 square. Assuming that the effective length of the antenna proportional to the physical length of the same antenna, then the radiation resistance of the antenna under test is given by R radiate 1 is equals to R radiate 2 into P radiate 1 upon P radiate 2 into L1 by L2 square. Now we discuss about the measurement of beam width of the antenna. The beam width of antenna is specified in terms of the half power beam width and the Fresnel beam width, that means SPBW and FNBW. From the plot of the radiation pattern, the SPBW and FNBW can be measured graphically as shown in this figure. First angular position correspond to E max is measured, let it be theta m. Then either side of the theta m, the transmitting antenna is rotated. The angular position at which the field equal to 0.707 Emax, that means it's nothing but a 1 upon under root 2 Emax is measured. Let it be the denoted by the theta HP in one of two sides. So if theta m is greater than theta HP, then we can write the SPBW is equals to 2 theta m minus theta SP. And if theta m is less than theta SP, then we can write the SPBW equals to 2 theta SP minus theta m. Then we discuss about the measurement of the FNBW. The transmitting antenna is rotated further on the either side of the theta m till the position at which the minimum or null field strength S is obtained. Let it be denoted by theta null. Then if theta m greater than theta null, then we can find by using this equation FNBW is equals to 2 theta m minus theta null. And if theta m is less than theta null, then we can find the Fresnel beam width by using this equation 2 into theta null minus theta m. So this is the process of the measurement of the beam width of the antenna. So here we complete this chapter, antenna measurement part 2. Thank you.